Welcome to another crochet tutorial with Cozy Rosie UK. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this wonderful loop crochet stitch. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss another one of my crochet tutorials or one of my free patterns again. If you want to definitely make sure you never miss out, don't forget to hit that notification bell too. Let's think about the materials we need to get this stitch going so we can practice. I've just used some scrap yarn. I've got my paint box yarn, Simply Chunky, in my favourite shade, which is blush pink. I'll link this below for you. You'll also need the corresponding hook size. So with my chunky yarn or my bulky yarn, I'm using a 6mm crochet hook. This is a Knit Pro crochet hook. And again, I can pop an affiliate link in the box there for you too. You're going to need a pair of scissors just to snip your ends. But I'm going to talk you through some of the details in this stitch too. So I've started by doing 4 rows of a single crochet, which is the US term. The UK term is double crochet. More so you can see how much the loop stitch creates another version of a single crochet. So on the back of this fabric, I've placed no loops, and you can see that it just creates a nice flat surface. And then in between each row of loops, you've got a row of single crochet as well. So, should we get started? So to start, what I have done is 4 rows of single crochet or double crochet in UK terms, just so I've got a little base to work on. And I've done my chain 1 or my turning chain to turn my work. So I'm going to place a loopy stitch in this first stitch here. So what I would recommend is if you hold your yarn the same as me, you're going to need to bring your working yarn back to front. So you've got the back of the yarn coming over your index finger there. The reason behind that is so that your loop does not twist. So we're going to insert our hook into that first stitch, and then we need to bring our hook over the top of that yarn, and we're going to bring the hook around the back yarn, bringing it round and twisting our hook as we go to create this twist here. We're then going to bring that hook through our stitch. We're going to place our yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on our hook, just like a normal single crochet. You can then drop your loop. So bring your yarn front to back, move that out of the way, insert our hook, bring your hook over the top of your first yarn and around the back yarn, bringing it over and twisting as you come, and then simply bring that through your stitch. Now obviously we are aiming to get our loops all the same size, so if you need to adjust the size of your loop, just gently relax your index finger and gently pull on your working yarn till you've achieved the loop size that you want. Bring the yarn over the hook and then pull through to complete the stitch. So they should be similar lengths. Fab. We should do another one. So yarn coming back to front over your index finger, insert your hook into that stitch, go over the top of that front yarn, round the back, bringing your hook around and twisting. Bring that hook through your stitch. Adjust the size of your hoop or loop using your index finger. You can always check it's the same length. You can then yarn over and bring your hook through the loops, the 2 loops on your hook. Concentrating so much on what I'm doing, sorry. There we go. Then you can drop that. So we insert our hook, make sure that our yarn is coming front to back around our finger. Bring the hook over the top of that yarn, grab that back yarn, twisting as you go, and bring that through your stitch. Adjust the size of your loop by pulling on that working yarn, yarn over, and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. You can then drop that. It may take some practice to get your loops the same size. That's fine. Every stitch takes practice. If you ever remember when you first tried to do a double crochet or a single crochet, I imagine that was quite good fun as well. If this stitch is new to you, I'd recommend that you give it a bit of a practice with a piece of scrap yarn prior to starting your project. Oops. Over the top, round the back, and bring that over by twisting, pull through, gently pull on your working yarn to adjust the size of your loop, yarn over, and bring that through both the loops on your hook. And then you can drop. So it's creating these really fun loops. This is a wonderful stitch. I'm really loving it. I have quite a few designs in my head that I'd like to use this stitch in. So you should see those soon, I hope. So it's a good thing to get practicing, most definitely. And it's quite easy that once you've mastered the going into the hook, around the yarn, bringing that round and twisting, it's that twisting motion that secures the loop in place. You'll soon get all your loops the same length. You'll be surprised how quickly you can do that. That one's a little bit long, but that's fine. What's really surprising is because of the way that we're working this loop, you can actually, once you've finished your project, you can cut your loops. So you can actually create long strands in the same way. So it opens up a world of opportunities of making patterns your own sizes and with different strand loops and different loop sizes. So many different ways you can personalize this. But definitely practicing getting the right size is probably one of the biggest challenges, most definitely. You can see that it's, you can speed up once you've got the rhythm of where your fingers are going, exactly the same as we sped up when we were learning to crochet the more basic stitches. We learn where our hands need to be. It's almost, as I said, a bit of muscle memory where your fingers need to be. I'm nearly at the end of row 1, and I'm excited to see what the whole row looks like when it's all done. Final one for me. Oops. There we go. So I'm going to do my turning chain just to secure that last stitch so I can pull my hook out. And we can have a look at these wonderful loops. They're not all the same size, but they're close enough for my eyes. So yeah, you can continue to add more rows of this. So when you've done your first row and you turn, if you're working in the flat, you'd probably do a row of double crochet, in the UK term single crochet in the US, to put a space between each of the rows. If you want bigger spaces, you could put bigger stitches, and that would give you a nice looped effect all the way along. If you're working in the round, you would just continue to place rows of loops all the way along to give almost a frilly effect, but be very thick and dense loops. That'd be absolutely lovely. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to complete the loop stitch. I've put a link in the description box below for you where you can find a pattern to try this fabulous stitch, which is from my friend CC by Fran. She's designed a loopy rug for you to try. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed this crochet tutorial and you found it useful, don't forget to hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, and obviously make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss one of my crochet tutorials again.